Here we go. Cole Palmer off the bar. And then Estevao Willian with the tap in. He gets his goal. Estevao Willian, right place, right time. I have a feeling that that is going to be a pattern in his career at Chelsea Football Club. Off the bar from Cole Palmer, Estevao Willian with the goal on his debut. The man oozes confidence. And the first of the season, ladies and gentlemen, it's 10 o'clock. It won't go to VAR, surely. The first time of asking him to be composed under pressure, people will argue it's a tap-in, and of course it is. Kissing the badge already, by the way. Kissing the badge already. My word.
Imagine scoring a goal in a pre-season friendly match against Erik ten Hag. Yes, Erik ten Hag's Bayer Leverkusen, who are diabolical, and whipping out a knee slide like this in a game that means absolutely nothing. Genuinely what I'm seeing after Estevao scoring his first goal for Chelsea in literally like 15 minutes of making his debut. He's an 18-year-old kid. He's just come over from Brazil, signing for Chelsea, a big move for him, and he scored straight away on his debut. And people are actually having a go at him for that kind of celebration. I mean, the one thing that is true is against Erik ten Hag's Bayer Leverkusen, who are diabolical because they got smashed in the first half in that game. It was 14 shots to 1 or something in the first half of that match. And yeah, they're playing against a Bayer Leverkusen team which might not be very good this season compared to how they've been in previous years. But if you look at how many games they've already played in their friendly matches, they're so much more up to speed and they should be so much more match sharp than what Chelsea are, who are literally playing their first pre-season match. And I mean, that Palmer and Estevao combination might be frightening. Palmer technically got the assist because he hit the bar, then Estevao put in the rebound. But Chelsea could be very good this season.
Chelsea 2, Bayer Leverkusen 0. Let's talk about it. Estevao is something special. What a performance from him today. What a performance from the boys. Now, this game was a pre-season. The result didn't really matter too much. A 2-0 win is a fantastic result against Bayer Leverkusen. But the most important thing here was about the performance. We've only had just 3 weeks off and we're going back into pre-season, into the Premier League at the end of this week. And we played fantastically well. Enzo Maresca did a very good job of rotating minutes around everyone in the squad. We got to see some youngsters. We got to see Estevao, Gittins, Hato, Andre Santos playing alongside Caicedo. What a partnership, by the way. That is absolutely rock solid. Really impressive thing for me is we didn't look like we had a hangover after our 3-week break. We looked so sharp. We looked like we hadn't stopped playing. But my only concern with that is how long can Chelsea keep that up before they burn out? Moving that aside, though, I feel so confident going into the Milan game and also confident starting the season this week because we look so sharp. High press, high intensity, good passage of play. No one looked out of place. We dominated the game. We didn't look sluggish. How much has Cole Palmer grown into the stature of this team, by the way? It is his team. He gets the ball when he wants the ball. On the right, dropping deep, central areas on the left. The link-up play he has with everyone across the pitch is absolutely phenomenal to see. How good was it to see Estevao score on his Chelsea debut at Stamford Bridge? It was a lovely little tap-in, bouncing it into the ground, into the top corner. And also Joao Pedro with a hell of a strike at the end of the game. Very clinical, very nonchalant, takes a touch, drives it into the bottom corner. Everyone played very well today. Very impressed with all the new signings today. Hato played well when he came on. Dario Asugo played well. The list goes on. Everyone just played a very good game. And we move on to the AC Milan game. But that's just my opinion. I want to know what you guys think. Did you guys watch the game live or did you just watch the highlights? And do you agree with my post-match analysis? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. I love having a conversation with you guys. And if you are new around here, make sure you hit that follow button.
Listen, Jogo Bonito has a new home and it's at Stamford Bridge. If what we see in the Club World Cup and this friendly against Leverkusen are anything to go by, these two are going to breathe some new life into Chelsea's attack. Estevao and Joao Pedro, top draw players, and Estevao's only 18. And to be accompanied by Cole Palmer, who Roberto Carlos himself said is the most Jogo Bonito player to have English blood running through his veins, and to have Jamie Gittins on the other wing. Have you seen how quick his feet are? He can beat players for fun. And he can cut inside and finish. So, I can't wait for this season. Strap in. Because Jogo Bonito has found a new home. And Enzo Maresca, in terms of attack, you have one job. And that's to play those 4 players as much as schedules will allow. I know you're going to need to rotate. I know you're going to need to rest players. But when it comes to big games, when it comes to those clutch moments, all I want to see is Gittins on the left, Estevao on the right, Palmer in the middle, and Joao Pedro up front. I'm going to say it again. Gittins on the left, Estevao on the right, Palmer in the middle, and Joao Pedro up top. Especially the way the way Cole Palmer and Estevao keep looking for each other for the link-ups and the connections. They even switch positions. Palmer will drift out to the right. Estevao will drift into the middle. They're both comfortable in each position, and they're on a wavelength already. They don't even speak the same language and have had 45 minutes of game time together. Listen, man. We could have the next decade. And we're bringing Jogo Benito back to modern football. We've been crying out for this. Not just Chelsea, the game of football. I can't wait.
Full time. Chelsea 2, Bayern Leverkusen 0. So Bayern Leverkusen, una no come ask question. You people did not come and ask Manchester United question about Ten Hag. Okay, una think say Manchester United just sack him for sacking's sake. Despite them knowing that if they sack him, they are going to pay him a huge amount of money. Still, they let him go. They rather pay him the money that allow him finish his season. Una think say na play. Una never say anything. This is una go chop am. This is it. Una go hear win. If una sit top to make I know why. Not be Ten Hag, the same Ten Hag. The same Ten Hag went to coach Manchester United. Una never see anything. But Chelsea, you guys have two amazing right wingers, Estevao and Nemto. I beg who na want the starter and who na want the bench. Who want the chop bench and who want the starter? Fight of the right wing. The lab. See, you go regret what to make you come Chelsea. You see you on bench, una go be 5 and 6. Best of friends, you go dey hug bench like say bench na your pillow and your bed. Wetin be the difference between you, Jackson, and Rasmus Højlund? Wetin? What's the difference? Something you could not do 65 minutes you spent on the pitch. Joao Pedro come, score 1 goal, that minute go. See, Joao Pedro, he go dey start. Now when he don't decide say he no go start, or maybe probably he say he get injury or something, now they go dey remember you, they even reason your matter, say make they pull you. You go chop bench, you go tire. Chelsea go even later regret why they signed you. Not be you. Bata. If worse come to worse, next summer, Chelsea go say make you go low. They go low you. You know they reach they do. Those people, they go low you sharp. Bayern Leverkusen, una go dey trust Ten Hag. See, if una like, make una side all the players give Ten Hag. Nothing go still come out. Not be the same Ten Hag. We know am. But you go use one trophy. You go win one trophy for now. Take up blind on eye. Use and cover on eye. That's what he knows how to do best.
Liam Delap's reaction to Joao Pedro scoring against Bayer Leverkusen after getting substituted off for Joao Pedro is genuinely priceless. It's the face of a man that knows he's destined for the substitutes bench this season at Chelsea. I mean, Delap signed for 30 million, thought he was going to get a chance and thought he was going to be the main man at Chelsea. Then literally in the Chelsea way, in typical Chelsea fashion, a month later go and buy Joao Pedro, who now seems to have taken his place. He was already furious after his generational stinker against Bayer Leverkusen. In the 64 minutes, 0 goals, 0 assists, 2 big chances missed, 0 key passes, 0 dribbles, and 3 passes completed out of 6 in 64 minutes. And honestly, when Joao Pedro scored, you've got to respect the cameraman for panning straight to Liam Delap after the goal, because that is top-class shithousery. And Liam Delap pulled multiple faces, the first one being, he seemed like he was deep in thought. Bro knew that he made a big mistake. And there it is, that's the realisation that you are just going to be a backup striker this season. And realistically, all he gives me is Keenan Dewsbury Hall vibes from last season. He's going to end up signing for someone like Everton at the end of the season.
Look, I was already gassed for Estevao, but kissing your badge after scoring on your debut in pre-season, oh, he's going to cook. Look, anybody, right? Anybody that didn't think that Estevao was going to cook this season, you were lying to yourself. Either that or you were just sceptical for no reason. Because this guy, the talent is too high not to hit it off the bat. Look, I'm not saying he's going to do Cole Palmer numbers and score 30 goals in his first season. Because Cole Palmer was like 2021 when that happened, right? Estevao is 18 coming to a new country. But I seriously think this guy could easily hit 20 GA in all comps easily this season without even trying. And look, if you guys know anything about sports cards, I'm big into my sports cards and I own a fair bit of Estevao rookies, some nice low-numbered stuff. Let me know if you want me to do like a content on my sports cards, by the way, because I do have a lot of sports cards. But yeah, man, Estevao is special. What a player. Obviously, the goal, it's a scrappy goal. But that's the great thing about Estevao. He doesn't need to be doing these. He can do scrappy, he can do beautiful, he can do long range, he can do short range. He can link up. Remember the name, Estevao Willian.
5 things we learn in Chelsea 2, Leverkusen 0. Estevao Willian might just be the face of this Chelsea project. 18 years old, he's been in the UK for less than 1 week, yet today his football did the talking, even though this guy can't even speak a word of English. One of the big things that you would have seen from Estevao, outside of his great debut goal, everyone in the team is already looking for him. You understand how mad that is? That at 18 years old, everyone on that field has their head up, looking to find you in the best place possible, because they know you're the talisman that can change a game just like that. But outside of just things like that too, look at the work he did off the ball. He was unrelenting with his pressing. Look at the partnership we saw between himself and Cole Palmer. Look at the fluid interchanging play where he played on the left hand side, the right. He started the second half as the number 10. This was the Estevao Willian show. And the only sad thing was that he didn't get more than just 1 goal. Jamie Gittins has footwork. I mean, I've not seen footwork like this since probably Robinho. And at Chelsea, the only great footwork guys I saw was Zola, Hazard, and Arjen Robben. And I'm feeling like Jamie Gittins, just with his ability to control the ball, play in tight spaces, the sharp directional turns inside and outside, he is going to be a massive problem for fullbacks in this country. Is Achimpong Levi Colwell's replacement? Achimpong played his most mature game that we've seen recently, where in other games, he's allowed that license to get forward and carry the ball. But in this game, he was the last defender on the line. And you could see that in his performance. He played 77 out of 77 passes, 100% pass completion today, line breakers, winning balls aerially, making sure that defensive line wasn't getting exposed by Bayer Leverkusen's runs in behind. Maresca gave him a few opportunities last season, but can Achimpong really get first team minutes now that Levi Colwell's out the picture? Asugo looks like the real deal. One of the most impressive players for me was the performance of Dario Asugo. He's a player that does his talking on the field, even though he's quite shy and reserved off the field. On the field, the guy's a monster. He was breaking play up for front. Most importantly, he was kick-starting the next attack. To think that he could be the understudy to Moises Caicedo feels like a bit of a cheat code. But one thing you know is that when we're taking the leads next season, we're going to have the best players possible now to make sure that we keep whatever advantage we have. Joao Pedro looks impressive. Pedro looks like a guy that's played over 100 games already in his career. And one thing you noticed the most was his press resistance. I think one of the key things now that I've noticed in the modern day game is that press resistant defenders are the key things now the top clubs need. Because think about it like this, the weakest pressers right now in the game are the forwards and the attacking players. So now more than ever, you need to have press resistant centre backs that can play through the press, have the ability to carry you and push you forwards, and then have the qualities to play in the final third. And this is Joao Pedro down to a T. He wasn't afraid to take shots off. He was underlapping, he was overlapping, and he played with immediate confidence. These young guys have barely been here, but right now, this Chelsea team has a new look and a new vibe.